Welcome to a live version of The Gun Show. If you've tuned into The Gun Show before, you know exactly what this is about. But if you have not, thank you for tuning in for the first time. If you've stopped in because you think this is about muscles, it's very obvious now that I have cameras. I do not. If you stopped in here to talk about weapons, we may talk about that, but that's not really what it's about either. This is about humanizing the world of engineering and manufacturing, and we love having guests watch us live, because normally this is me on a green screen behind my computer, kind of talking to myself with a couple of friends. So this is way better for everyone involved. With that being said, and without me boring the mess out of you with all my redundant and monotonous tone, let's go into who we have with us today. First and foremost, I have my brother from another mother, Rowan.
Hello,
from
thank you,
the
Tony.
UK. Very well, Rowan.
What a
How are
lovely
you?
introduction. I'm very good, thank you. Very good. I'm very excited to be here, actually. This is our first day at IMTS, and it's gone okay. You've done fantastically. I feel like I've done a B+. I'm going to work much harder tomorrow, and I'm absolutely knackered already, though. But it's going to be a great for the next 4 days, right?
And for those of you who don't know what knackered means in the U.S., he's very tired, and we did work our butts off today, and you did do a fantastic job. A+, not B+. And we look forward to this again tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. You've got to be hard on yourself. You've got to keep working hard. But do you want to introduce the two most important guests you got?
Of course, more important. I like that you said that. So we have my friend Craig. Ooh, I'm going to do it wrong again. Do you want to do it for me, Craig?
Sigelski.
Yes, from Cardinal Manufacturing. And I have my friend Maddie. Maddie, do you want to do your last name as well?
Sure, it's Bertrand.
Yes. Oh, last names are so difficult for me sometimes. Gun is so easy. It makes my life easy. But with that being said, Craig, let's start with you, my friend. Cardinal Manufacturing is a really unique put together. In fact, I was talking to one of the guys in the crowd. He actually volunteers time for free because he likes what you do so much he wants to share it with the world. So let's talk about Cardinal Manufacturing and what you guys do.
Yeah, it's a really unique program. Myself, I'm one of the tech ed teachers, a tech ed instructor at the Levistrom High School. The Levistrom High School is a public high school in western Wisconsin. We're about an hour and a half east of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we're a really small school. We're rural. We only graduate about 40 kids per year, so we got a total high school size of about 160, yet we have a tech ed program and a Cardinal Manufacturing student-run business. The students run the entire business and are responsible for running a manufacturing job shop where we custom make parts for people, a lot of community members, manufacturers around the state, country, and expanding. It's really worked out well for us, and it's solved a lot of the problems we see with manufacturer education. In that small little school, I inherited this shop in 2005 that looked like a lot of schools around the country where they're underfunded, the equipment's old, it's not sending a good experience to our students on what modern manufacturing looks like. So we set out to change that, and the way we did it is by starting this student-run business. In the tech ed department, we teach a variety of classes like many high schools do around the country. We'll teach middle school tech ed and CAD CAM courses, engineering, welding, machining, woodworking, construction, automotive, all that stuff in the earlier years. But we're really trying to instill more than anything is the soft skills, the employability skills, the problem solving, to get them to appreciate the benefit of having a good attitude and showing up on time every day and working together and just being a team and being committed, not being whiners and complainers, and to walk fast and move fast and think on their feet. And how we accomplish that is we get that culture set in the earlier years, and then they actually have to apply to be in Cardinal Manufacturing. So they can't just sign up for that class. It's treated just like a business. You turn in a resume, cover letter, all that stuff. You get selected, and this is our senior class. They fill the different positions. We have from engineering to project managers to marketing to finance to production managers, maintenance, machinists, welders, woodworkers, and we take on orders. We order material, we fill orders, we ship parts, we communicate with our customers, invoice out, market it, website, Facebook, social media, clothing line, travel around the country here at IMTS this week. And it's been a really fun, rewarding, and the students get confidence and they can communicate and they can walk up to someone and talk to them. And it also, on top of that, it funds the entire program because it makes money. So here we are now. It's not so much about us anymore. Still, we're trying to improve every day, but we're sharing what we've learned over the last 23 years. And we just recently wrote a book, and we're creating new videos. And you're right, we have tons of volunteers that are on the board, jumping in and helping us out. And we're here to share and help any school in the country or world that would want to go down this path and share everything we have. And we hold workshops at our school and people are welcome to spend time at our school learning about this.
Incredibly fascinating.
Oh
And
my
I know you
God.
have so many questions, don't you,
I
Rowan?
have that. You could just hear from that absolute monologue. You could have thought that was scripted. There's so much passion in that voice, passion in that monologue. I love your commitment to what I think is also kind of one of the problems in engineering education is the fact that people get given questions that the teachers already know the answer to. There's no problem solving, and that is 100% what engineering is about. Whereas you are providing those real open-ended problems for students to solve.
We have work that comes in almost every single day that we have no clue how to do it. I don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it. We just figure it out. We just look at it and we just use our resources. I mean, maybe a teacher knows, maybe a student knows, maybe YouTube knows, maybe there's a vendor that knows, maybe there's a local industry partner, a former graduate that knows. You just dig in and figure it out.
I absolutely love that. I mean, we've heard basically, in a complete nutshell, even more than an expanded nutshell, what Cardinal Manufacturing is about. Shall we bring Maddie in and ask what her experience of this amazing facility you've just given us a complete 5-minute intro to? Maddie, what do you think? I mean, can you just explain to us what got you into manufacturing? Let's start at the beginning. What got you into engineering? What made you interested in it?
Yeah, so in middle school, I took some exploratory classes that we all were able to explore, and I found a passion just to keep taking more classes. And then when the opportunity came up to work in the office, I jumped right on and applied, and I think that's more my thing, being in the office rather than out in the shop. But I will continue to support all the people that are out in the shop and exploring new careers that they could have for the rest of their lives.
That's good passion right there, Maddie. We appreciate you for doing that. Does that passion, I gotta ask a little bit, because when I talked to Craig in the beginning, and as Rowan kind of mentioned, it was 5 minutes of awesome, right? Like he kind of, it's like, and I swear, guys, for everyone who's watching right now, Craig was standing here at about, what time was it, 4:30,
Yeah.
when we showed up, and he's like, hey, I just want to say hi, how you doing? I was like, you want to hop on a podcast at 5 o'clock? He goes, yes, I do. So all of this is unscripted, except I feel like, Maddie, does this inspiration trickle down from Craig, and does it go to all the people watching right now as well?
Oh, definitely. He has a passion and could talk about it for hours on hours, and he could keep going, and he loves what he does for a job, and he will continue to spread it to other people just because he has such the passion for it.
So we're talking books, magazines, clothing line, traveling around, all the things I also can't remember that you said as you ran them off. Where does this inspiration come from?
I grew up, I like this stuff. I just got in the shops, and I took high school tech ed, and, I had a good shop teacher, but it was still kind of normal. And I got to my first job up in Antigo, Wisconsin, and I thought I was going to do all these amazing things, and I looked, and I had nothing. I mean, there's just nothing there. 1970s technology, and broken and wore out, and the kids' skills were so low, and I'm like, we can do so much better than this. I mean, these students are super smart. They got the potential, but you just have to have high expectations, and there's evidence out there. If one person even believes in you, you can do twice as much, and if a couple people believe in you, you can do 4 and 5 times as much. So if you're just push them in the nicest possible way, but push, we always tell them, we don't have high expectations. All we want you to do is be a little better than perfect. I mean, then we'll be very content with that, and we give them constructive feedback daily. Even when they're doing amazing, we give them feedback on how to be better.
You almost ran Rowan off with that one before we started this thing. Almost better than perfect, right?
Yeah, almost better than perfect. I'm not sure I could ever hit that, but these kids are almost definitely doing it. Can we talk a little bit more about, you said you're working in the office now, you're kind of a project manager, and we're not talking just like doing a few bits and pieces. You almost organized the whole trip to Chicago. Well, you organized most of the trip to Chicago here, didn't you?
Yeah, I looked into the hotels down here, places to eat, and planned all different things that we could do here at the show. And
so you're dealing with loads of business operations. It's not just the trip to here, you're dealing with all the stuff you've got to do to make sure a machine shop keeps running.
Oh yeah, so I do anything from working on brochures for people to hand out. I worked on clothing this summer, and if anyone in the community ever needed anything, I was there to respond to emails. And yeah, it's basically just the business stuff you would get at any other business, just run by a student.
Maddie, do not answer this, please, but I have to say it because it's how freaking old are you to be able to do all this already? I mean, what kind of an educational system allows their students to do this type of work at such a young age and teach them about what's going to happen in the future? I mean, that's incredible, isn't it, Rowan?
It is. I mean, if you compare, I mean, can you compare? Because I know what my schooling was before I was 16, but could you compare what being able to work in the office of Cardinal Manufacturing, and you're also technical as well, you've run manual machines before, can you compare what a day in the office is like, solving problems every day, compared to what a day at school would be like?
Oh yeah, definitely. At Cardinal Manufacturing, you get the real world experiences. You work with real customers and real people every day, and you have to be flexible and always work like at different things because you never know what's going to come in. And at a normal day of school, you're not going to get those experiences that you can use beyond school.
Absolutely, and I've got a friend I can think of right now. I know Paddy, who's he spent a long time. He absolutely loves engineering. He's studied for like 4 years, and it was a complete shock going from spending 4 years at university doing this really high-level engineering to going working for a rail consultancy. And they just, first day they threw him a problem and said, look, we don't know how to, we want to shave off 1% off the aerodynamics on this thing, we don't know how to do it, just do it. And he was like, oh my God, because that was the first time anyone ever said to him, I don't know how to do this, can you go and figure it out? Whereas you guys are doing this every day. It's all about the open-ended problem solving, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. And within Cardinal Manufacturing, we strive for like beyond high school and retirement and all that kind of stuff. We talk career planning and retirements, and it's an awesome program to get into because it teaches us the skills that not any normal high school student would have.
So what happens moving on now? How do you God forbid, if you pass out from Cardinal Manufacturing, what happens next?
So we're most of our program is seniors, so each year we get a new group, and so you get a new group, and do you move up the year groups, and then do you then move into a local manufacturing company locally, or do you go? So several of our students have apprenticeship programs, or they go to our local technical college or university. Within our program, we strive just any job beyond the high school. So we love having our students go and work in manufacturing shops after, but we're definitely open to having people go to universities and technical colleges as well.
It's fantastic you're bridging that gap, definitely.
I would like to, if possible, talk with Craig a little bit about what it really means when you hear the words student-run business. When we dive into that, we hear it sounds like a buzzword. Oh, student-run business. Well, that probably means there's kids making money off of something in school, right? But this really is a project you guys have created that's unlike anything else in the country, possibly even the world, that allows students to excel in a real-life environment and kind of make money from it as well, which supports the whole project full circle. Would you mind kind of taking that apart for the audience who's listening and watching right now, just kind of taking it apart, because I want the world to understand that your school too can do this with the right implications.
Yeah, I mean, this is feasible in any school. I started with 2 of them now. I did one in Antigo, Wisconsin. I did one in Leave-a-Strum, and I know it could happen in any place. And it's literally, sometimes I think teachers like to be the expert in the room, but you got to turn it over to them and delegate everything and just tell them they can do it. I mean, with some guidance, but really, in the perfect world, the teachers would stand around and do nothing the whole entire class. If in their days that happen, we can just, me and my teaching partner Tyson, who was a former student, Tyson was in Cardinal Manufacturing, went through all the classes till 6th or 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade, was a CNC machinist, was our production manager, went on to college, and as we had the need, we were able to hire him back, so he's now my teaching partner, coming full circle. But when we stand there literally it's not that often, but that's our goal, is that we just stand there and do nothing for a day and let it happen around us, and the students in theory should do every single part of it. And then we just go around and coach and advice and jump in where needed, but we don't really want to be, when we go someplace, we want them to be out. They're the first ones in shaking hands. They're the first ones to make the phone call. They send the emails. We don't really want to be any more involved than we absolutely have to.
I mean, I got to take an honest moment real quick. I was horrible at school. I mean, when we're talking book stuff, you can forget about it. In fact, if I'm going to be real with the audience here, I dropped out as a junior in high school. I mean, I went back and I graduated, but I dropped out. It was awful. But the only classes that I was actually good at were the ones where I was hands-on, where I felt like I could put my hands on a machine, where I could do some work, where I felt like I was giving back to the community. We were building, bleachers and basketball courts and helping people out. I really feel like people learn from all different aspects of the different categories of learning. Some are very book smart, some learn from watching, some learn from doing. Had I gone to your program, I probably would have done really well compared to how I actually did in education, which, to be fair, made my progress as to where we are right now a lot longer path. And you're giving these students, these kids, this opportunity to excel immediately, which I like a lot.
I think that you hit it a lot. The program is very engaging and relevant because it's real. When there's a real customer that walks in that gives you a real problem, and then you order real material and go out and make a real part, and then you call them or email them, and then he comes in and pays you real money and shakes your hand, and it's just, you feel good about that, and you've solved the problem, and you value, you're not just making a widget to satisfy some rubric to get so many points to go in the grade book, which then becomes a paperweight, which really isn't all that exciting. And now there's a real deadline, real quality, real tolerances, and you're serving a real purpose, which the students find interesting and fun and rewarding.
Yeah, and I know, Rowan, I know you're going to say something real quick, and I apologize for interrupting. I just want to say that I don't want to ever downplay the education system on the way it's being learned, because some people thrive from that. I just think we should broaden how we educate us as a whole, because we all learn differently. So I never like to talk bad about anyone. I just like to say, let's diversify ourselves. So with that being said, Rowan, I apologize. Go ahead.
Obviously, it's a great opportunity, but it is very different from the way the education system works normally. Is it a bit of a shock for the students to first move into this completely different environment where they're given so much more responsibility? And how do they respond to that shock?
Well, we don't give them this much responsibility in middle school. I mean, in middle school, it's more we really spend a lot of time like it. We're 2.5 weeks into school, and we haven't done anything technical yet. It's all been about literally culture and how we're going to walk in the door, and how we're going to have a positive attitude, how we're going to sit, and how we're going to put up books, and very, very building detailness into them. And then we'll eventually get some of the technical skills going. And then in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, the older they get, the more open-ended the problems are. But yeah, we teach pretty conventional on the early end, just that we're really building culture, structure, professionalism. I mean, we're shaking hands. We're teaching our kids how to shake hands, how to open the door, how to greet someone at the door in middle school, so that they have all that. And then we, turn them loose in high school a little more, where they got to figure it out on their own.
And why do you think that this, even shaking hands or writing a professional email, these are skills that really should not have to be learned on the job as soon as you jump straight into work, from maybe 24 after university or 16 after school? Why do you think it's taken this long for institutions to realize actually these are skills that we need to teach kids now, and when they're still younger?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so transferable skills, and it's just so valuable, and people just don't know. I mean, they're very talented, they have lots of potential, they can do all this, but they have to be shown, and we have to practice it. You can't be good at something you haven't practiced, so we practice everything. We practice, sometimes we walk around the shop, and we just say, walk at the pace we're walking, because we want you to move across faster. Sometimes how to open the door, how to, we'll drink a soda in class, and how to make it sure it's like in a business meeting, and you're not distracted by it, you're not causing trouble. You can drink a soda and listen and be focused like a professional in a meeting.
That's fascinating. There is such an attention to detail here, and it shows obviously you spend so much time in business, you know that these things can affect the way a meeting goes or a sales meeting might go, so the students know exactly how to sell something.
Oh yeah, we critique everything right down to the little detail. I mean, on the way here, exactly what clothes, what shoes we're going to wear, who had the iron, who had this.
You definitely run a tight ship.
I like that a lot. So I have your magazine right here, the one you just shared with me. I'm not sure if my buddy Chris can zoom in on this or not, but dream big, have fun, a look inside an established student-run business. So firstly, how can more people find this magazine? And secondly, if they open it, what are they going to find?
Well, it just got printed on Wednesday, so they're not going to find it unless they come to the IMTS show, because we got a couple thousand copies here to pass out. The Koch Foundation saw our model, this education thing, and they said, we got to share this, and they funded us to write that book. They wanted us to put a resource together, so when schools find out about this model, they're able to do it. So we, on our website, you can go to cardinalmanufacturing.org, and we have pictures and videos and podcasts and other information to learn more about this. And then this book will be on there soon, and we are also creating a student-run business website that all this stuff's to be available. So if you like what you're hearing and you think this could be a good fit, if you're a manufacturer and you like this, you can go see your local high school and tell them about this and encourage them to work on this together as a team and come learn and figure out a plan on how you're going to implement a student-run business in your school. If you're a school, usually you start with working with your school administration and then maybe find a couple industry partners in the area and you kind of form a team and you start working on this plan. You can watch our videos first. That's going to take 8-10 minutes. If you still like it, you can read our 50-page book, and if that'll give you some more details. And if you like that, we host workshops at our school. You can come and spend a day with us and really dig in and dive in, and we're happy to help. And it's been a good experience for our students to help put all these resources together, be on the filming side, traveling like this, speaking, organizing workshops. Maddie will host sometimes as many as 100 people at school in a day, and we have to feed them, and we have to have all the resources and all the PowerPoint presentations, and they take turns speaking, and I speak, and industry partners come and speak, and school administration comes and speaks, and so we really share everything and would be happy to help anybody around the world that wants to take on this implementation.
Well, filming, we can do that. Book, definitely going to read it. Magazine, I got it already. Rowan, you're going to like this, by the way. Today is a good day for a good day. Show up, work hard, make it happen. How's that sound?
Absolutely. I've been working hard today, so I know exactly how that feels.
We at Leavestrom High School, Cardinal Manufacturing, we decided a few years ago we had a student, and we no longer have any problems there at all. And all we do at times have some inconveniences once in a while that are easily overcomable, and it's kind of fun to look at it that way, because used to be like major things are falling apart, things are breaking, money's being wasted, and that was a problem. But not anymore. It's not a problem. It's just an inconvenience. We just have to kind of keep calm, smile a little bit, figure out a plan where we're moving forward, and so we never get too excited. We just have a few inconveniences once in a while.
Maddie, I'd like to take a moment to use your voice, if it's okay, because it's a powerful voice. A woman's voice is doing something great at an age where we need more people inspired to do this. So you have a platform that's a global channel. We get millions of views every single month. I would like, if you could, just to kind of speak to the young women out there, why you chose to do what you're doing, why maybe it's a good opportunity for them to maybe get involved as well. And you can take whatever angle you want, from administrative to manufacturing to specifically Cardinal or the industry as a whole. And the reason I'm being long-winded is to give you time to think about it as well. But just speak your heart and let the women out there know why you're doing it and maybe why they should get involved as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. All these young women out there should try new things and try a class that you wouldn't expect, because you never know, you might find something you're passionate about. And always just believe in yourself, because when I was little I didn't believe that I could get into Cardinal, and here I am helping lead the program. And just always be yourself and try new things, and just you are no less powerful than any male out there, and you can be just as inspirational as anyone else.
I love it, Maddie. And one more question I have for you, kind of on the same topic, because I've found that there's a generation that got fairly upset at manufacturing because a lot of stuff got offshored, right? And now we're doing a big reshoring initiative. So I think we are actually reaching some people your age going, yeah, manufacturing is cool. I can take this $5 piece of aluminum, or aluminium, Rowan, aluminum, and turn it into a 1,000-piece part that goes into, well, I said aluminum, so it's not going to go into the body. That's more titanium or something. But it's going to turn into something that's more expensive, right? So my question is, how do your parents feel about taking this opportunity? Are they proud of you? And do you think that other children, younger people in this industry, their parents would also be proud of them by taking this path? Because how many times do we hear traditionally, 4-year school, it must be a 4-year school. The only way you're going to succeed is through a 4-year school. When we're starting to understand the ROI of a trade school over 30 years is actually better than the university that we've been talking about the whole time. So tell us about your parents and your journey.
Yeah, so my mom went to a university, and my parents are super proud of me. They will back me in anything I do, and this Cardinal program has helped my dad out a lot. So he is disabled, and Cardinal has helped him with several things. He actually has a truck that the topper opens on the back, so that's something cool that Cardinal helped build. And they are 100% supporting me in working at Cardinal. And my little brother, he's coming up. He's taking tech classes, and he's loving it just as much as I do.
Hold on one second here. I love this. The sister inspiring the brother to join into manufacturing. That I like a lot. Rowan, what do you think? We only have a couple of minutes left. Did we miss anything that you want to know about?
No, it's fantastic. There's 2 generations, because obviously your parents are well proud of you, so they're getting your brother involved as well. it's lovely. I mean, I've got to say, when I first, my dad is the one that got me into engineering. I remember when I told my mum, she actually cried. She thought, it's all going to go downhill, it's all going to go wrong. But it's a step that seems big and scary, especially, I was 16, I don't know what point you got into Cardinal, but it's a big, scary jump. But if I'm honest, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for a lot of people that parents might not even realize. So kids, if there's any potential students listen to this and the parents are a little bit resistant, try and show them this podcast. They might think, actually, this is definitely an opportunity. And in America, reshoring, we need a lot more young talent, we need more engineering talent, same in the UK. So it's a great opportunity for young people. Maybe they need to convince their parents.
Closing statements, guys. Maddie, I'll let you go first. Craig, you go second. If there's anything we haven't asked, discussed that you want to convey, if not, just stay silent and move it on to the next person. But if there's anything we missed that we didn't ask you, Maddie, you first. Closing statements. We're about to finish this up.
I just want everyone to know that try new things and always be yourself.
Craig?
I think the biggest message we send is we want kids to make informed decisions in anything they're doing in life. And one of their big choices in high school is their career choice. And so we do a lot of career planning and a lot of just informing. We're not trying to push any one option more than the other. We're pushing we're saying it's perfectly fine to pursue the career you choose, and if that requires a technical college degree, great. If that requires an apprenticeship, that's great. If it requires going into a military branch, that's great. If it requires going into a university, that's great. You know, I talk to people, 35% roughly of the jobs in the U.S. need a 4-year degree, and we need kids to go that route. And the military says they need about 1% of the people, so we need some to fill that. But that leaves a huge gap, 60-some%, that, you know, the apprenticeship system and the technical college system are really filling, and that's kind of getting into the trades and manufacturing. And so we just want to be informed. We want to inform them in everything they make when they're buying cars and buying homes and making a retirement plan and a financial plan and just everything in life, to really do their research and their homework before, and we help them with that. We help use our contacts, we help bring in experts, we help them dig into that so they can make it a good educated decision as they're moving through their life and their career and moving on. And we've seen a lot of fun success in our former students.
Excellent. Well, 2 things just happened at the same time, which is kind of neat. 1, we just got a comment that's going to be a question for you, Craig. And 2, it came from outside of the country, which is what you get when you work with MTD, a global news channel. And that question is it possible to get a magazine sent to Ireland? And this is from our buddy Adrian Perry. Is that possible?
Sure, we can send as many as you want. You just send us an address, check us out on cardinalmanufacturing.org. You'll get our phone number, our website out there. Just contact us. We'll be down here until Wednesday, so we might not get back to you till later in the week or next week, but we'd be happy to mail some out.
Absolutely perfect. And we only have a minute or 2 left, but I'm going to use a closing statement. I hope I'm not too tired today to actually read this whole thing, but I'm going to take it from your magazine if that's okay. And it's learning to pay it forward. Guys, this is pretty cool. Community connections are a natural outgrowth of a student-run business. Community connections can lead to after-school jobs, references on college or job applications, friendships, scholarships, or connections to other resources or individuals. Student-run businesses may do volunteer projects for the community, such as clean up the park, repair of a railing, or some other service. Taking pride in the community and feeling connected to individuals in the community is good for everyone. So thank you all for listening to The Gun Show. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. This is Rowan, my brother from another mother. This is Maddie, and this is Craig. I hope you've enjoyed what we're doing here, and this is Cardinal Manufacturing. Thank you all for listening and or watching.